Cybersecurity is one of those fields that almost everybody talks about with confidence, right up until they have to do it. Then the floor opens. Because from the outside, cybersecurity looks simple. Keep the bad guys out. Use strong passwords. Patch your systems. Buy the expensive software. Hire a few people in black fleeces who look tired and say the word threat a lot. Problem solved. That is the fantasy. The reality is that cybersecurity is hard because modern systems are ugly. They are layered, patched, inherited, rushed, misconfigured, politically constrained, and held together by the digital equivalent of safety pins and prayer. When people talk about securing a system, they often speak as though the system were a clean machine, designed by one mind for one purpose. In real life, most systems are more like a junk drawer that got promoted to national importance. And that is before an adversary even shows up. The first reason cybersecurity is hard is that defenders have to protect everything, while attackers only need one path in. That sounds obvious, and people repeat it so often that it starts to sound stale. Still, it remains true, and it remains brutal. A company may have 10,000 endpoints, dozens of cloud services, legacy accounts nobody has touched in years, contractors coming and going, odd little scripts running in corners no one remembers, and one poor soul in accounting who still clicks things with the confidence of a medieval peasant accepting a cursed amulet. An attacker does not need to defeat the whole castle. He needs one open window. That asymmetry wears people down. The defender is expected to reduce risk across an environment that keeps changing under his feet. New vendors, new users, new mergers, new software, new mission demands, new deadlines. The map keeps shifting while the war is already in progress. The second reason cybersecurity is hard is that security is in tension with convenience. People say they want security. What they often mean is they want security that never slows them down, never asks them to change, never breaks their workflow, never adds friction, never costs much, and never requires them to think. In other words, they want a locked door that feels open. That is not how this works. Every real security control imposes some burden. Stronger authentication adds steps. Network segmentation complicates access. Least privilege annoys people who want broad permissions. Patch cycles can interrupt operations. Monitoring creates noise. Logging consumes storage. Reviews take time. Good security is disciplined, and discipline is rarely loved in the moment. Everybody admires the fortress after the raid. Very few want to haul the stones before it begins. That tension gets worse in mission environments. In the space domain, for example, you are not dealing with a toy website for selling novelty coffee mugs. You are dealing with systems that support communications, mission planning, telemetry, industrial control, satellite operations, and links between ground and orbital assets. These systems often have to be available, stable, and tightly synchronized. If somebody says, "Why don't you just shut it down and patch it?" that person has usually never been responsible for anything more delicate than a Spotify playlist. Cybersecurity becomes hard when availability matters as much as confidentiality, sometimes more. The third reason it is hard is that people are part of the system. This annoys engineers, but it is true. Security would be much easier if the humans were all replaced by granite pillars. Unfortunately, the humans are still here, and they keep doing human things. They trust the wrong email. They reuse passwords. They approve access because somebody sounded urgent. They share data too freely. They avoid reporting mistakes because they are embarrassed. They bypass process because the process is slow. This does not mean people are stupid. It means they are busy, social, distracted, tired, and shaped by incentives that often cut against security. A worker is usually rewarded for speed, responsiveness, and mission output. He is rarely praised for saying, "I delayed this task because I noticed a suspicious detail and chose caution." That man may be correct. He may also be seen as inconvenient. Organizations love vigilance in theory. In practice, vigilance can gum up the machine, and machines worship velocity, which leads to another problem. Cybersecurity is hard because it is an organizational problem disguised as a technical one. Yes, there is hard technical work in it. Reverse engineering malware is technical. Tuning detections is technical. Threat hunting is technical. Securing cloud environments is technical. Hardening infrastructure is technical. Still, what breaks many security efforts is not a lack of technical knowledge. It is misaligned incentives, weak leadership, bad asset visibility, fuzzy ownership, underfunded maintenance, and the eternal habit of treating security as somebody else's department. That phrase has killed more security programs than hackers have. If the engineers think security belongs to the security team, if the executives think security belongs to compliance, if the mission owners think security belongs to IT, and if IT thinks security belongs to the tool vendor, then what you have is not a security model. What you have is a chain of shrugged shoulders. The fourth reason cybersecurity is hard is that success is strangely invisible. When cybersecurity works, nothing happens. No explosion, no headline, no dramatic music. Systems stay up. Alerts are triaged. Access is controlled. Patches go in. Somebody catches a phishing email. Somebody notices odd behavior in a log. An endpoint is isolated before damage spreads. A terrible week quietly becomes an ordinary Tuesday. This creates a strange political problem. If you do your job well, people may assume your job is easy. After all, they say, nothing bad happened. Yes, that was the point. Security teams often live in the awkward position of being blamed for failures and discounted for prevention. They are like custodians in a building full of people who only notice the job when something smells wrong. It is an unglamorous form of stewardship, essential, poorly understood, and often discussed by those least qualified to discuss it. Washington has built whole careers on that formula. The fifth reason it is hard is that the offense evolves. Attackers adapt. They study defenses, imitate normal behavior, exploit trust relationships, use legitimate tools, chain small weaknesses together, and move through environments in ways that do not always look dramatic. People still talk as though cyber conflict consists of a hooded villain pounding on a keyboard while red warnings flash on the screen. In reality, much of it is quieter. A stolen credential here, a poorly scoped service account there, a misconfigured cloud role, a forgotten external interface, a vendor compromise, a social engineering pretext that lands on the right desk at the right hour. The best attacks often look ordinary until the damage is already underway. That is what makes detection hard. You are not always looking for something obviously evil. You are often looking for something slightly wrong inside a vast flood of normal activity. Security analysts spend much of their lives distinguishing between the strange and the dangerous. These are not the same thing. A network can be strange without being hostile. It can also be hostile in a way that looks painfully normal. That little detail has ruined many afternoons. Cybersecurity is also hard because no system exists alone. Everything is connected. Everything is connected to vendors, suppliers, cloud platforms, contractors, APIs, remote users, managed services, and old dependencies that no one wants to touch, because they are still functioning in the same way a cracked staircase may still technically qualify as stairs. Modern organizations inherit risk from other organizations. Your security posture is shaped by people you do not control, software you did not write, devices you did not build, and business relationships you barely understand. You can run a clean ship and still take on water through somebody else's hull. In the space sector, this problem grows teeth. Satellite systems are tied to ground stations, software pipelines, telecommunications infrastructure, component vendors, launch providers, mission partners, and government customers. Civil, commercial, and military interests overlap. Data moves across boundaries. Trust relationships multiply. One weak point can create effects far beyond its original scope. That is why cybersecurity in space is not a boutique concern for a few nervous specialists. It is part of national power. A compromised network can degrade communications, intelligence support, mission assurance, and strategic credibility all at once. That is a very expensive way to learn that cyber hygiene mattered after all. So what does all this mean? It means cybersecurity is hard because it sits at the point where technology, human weakness, bureaucracy, money, and conflict all collide. It is not a puzzle with one clean answer. It is an endless discipline of trade-offs. You are reducing risk in systems that are alive, messy, and exposed to adversaries who get a vote. That is why simple slogans are never enough. Use strong passwords. Fine. Patch your systems. Good. Train your users. Yes. Buy better tools. Sure. All of that matters. Still, none of it rescues you from the deeper truth, which is that cybersecurity is the art of governing fragile complexity under pressure. That is a difficult thing to do even in peacetime. In competition with real adversaries, it becomes a permanent knife fight in a server closet. Elegant? No. Accurate? Painfully. And yet the field matters, because the systems beneath modern life matter. Financial systems, utilities, transportation, defense networks, space infrastructure, communications, supply chains. The digital layer is now part of the physical order of society. If you cannot secure it, you cannot fully govern it. And if you cannot govern it, somebody else will eventually make the attempt for you. That is the real lesson. Cybersecurity is hard because civilization now runs through machines, and machines are built by flawed people, operated by distracted people, funded by impatient people, and targeted by hostile people. There is no magical cure for that. There is only serious work, done well, over and over again, by people willing to stay watch while everybody else assumes the walls will hold. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they hold because somebody made 1,000 thankless decisions in advance. That is cybersecurity. Not glamorous, not simple, not forgiving, but very real.